everybody. It's Jamie from Play to Learn Preschool. Thanks for joining me. I hope you had a great weekend and that you had a great Monday with your kiddos if you're done with school already. We definitely did. It was rainy here and kind of, I don't know, a little bit of spring fever, I guess, with the preschoolers, but it is just a really exciting time for them as they're getting ready to, finish up the school year, and a lot of them start kindergarten. So I wanted to pop in today to talk with you about something that Gemma and I do every spring, usually in April, and it really saves, hey Brittany, it really saves our sanity and our time during the school year. And we did not do it the first year. I think we didn't have the foresight to do it. And we were always feeling like we were like flying by the seat of our pants, right? It was always like, when we hadn't planned like this, we were like, what are we doing next week? What should we pull out? What books do we need? What supplies do we need? And about then halfway through that very first year, we decided we need to make a plan now for the next school year. And we've always stuck with that schedule of writing out our plans in the spring for the next school year. Hey Kim, hey Carrie, thanks for joining me. So I wanted to share with you very quickly how we do some curriculum mapping. So we don't plan out the whole school year for lots of reasons, primarily because we like to be flexible with the students and we have to be responsive, to what they need and to the things they're interested in, the skills that they have, and kind of plan activities specifically for our students, and we don't know that yet. But we can, in general, plan our curriculum for the year ahead of time. And because I have our students for 2 years straight, we try to go on like a 2-year rotating cycle. A lot of people have asked me about, do you do the same themes or the same units year after year? And the answer is sort of not really. I really try to rotate it on a 2-year cycle so that the kids get, different things if they've been here 2 years in a row. So I thought I would show you the nitty-gritties. This is literally like the scratches of paper that are all over my desk of how Gemma and I do some curriculum mapping for the school year. Okay, so what we usually do is go out to lunch and just hash it out, just brainstorm what we want to do for the following school year. When we're planning these, like this curriculum map for the year, we try to take into account what we've done the years before, like I was just saying. So what I've printed out for us since we've been doing this are a copy of which thematic units and which topics we did for the last couple of years. Now recently, of course, since I've been on TPT and had all this great clip art, I do it really nice, but the first few years it was just a printed piece of paper, like a Word document, But I tell you what, it works the same whether it's cute or whether it's not cute. So I've printed out what our themes were for 2015 and 2016, and then we have, hey Lisa, hey Kristen, just a blank curriculum map for this coming school year. So we're getting ready to finish. It's the end of April. We have our students through the first week of June, and then we're off until September. So what we do, honestly, this is so silly. This is Gemma's Scritch Scratch. She's just writing down what she thinks we should do. I've got a little list of what I think we should do. I actually think this one was from this year. And we just try to put together what thematic units we're going to do monthly. And of course, a month, there's some good things and bad things, about doing a whole month. And it really depends on your students. So if you have students 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, a month is probably going to be too much time for a unit of study for you. Maybe. If you have students like I do, just 3 hours a day, 2 days a week, a month is the perfect amount of time for us to really delve in to a unit and get the meat of the learning. I found that when we used to do like weekly units, especially the 2-day students, they would like catch on the second day, like, oh great, now I really understand about community helpers and I've been looking for the garbage man in my neighborhood. And then they'd come in the next week ready to tell me about all those things. And I was like, oh, we did that last week. This week we're doing butterflies, or Like it was too quick of a turnaround for them. So for us, a month is perfect. But of course, you have to plan. Nobody can tell you what's right for your students. You have to plan the curriculum map that's perfect for your situation, your school, your time, your kids, etc. So the 3 things that save my sanity are planning what the theme is. And again, we're still responsive to the students. So if they come in and they're really excited about something that's not on TV, then of course we'll pull out books and we'll do some things with that. But in general, I kind of know that in October, my students are going to be crazy about Halloween and pumpkins, because as soon as the calendar turns to October 1st, they're like, you want to know what I'm going to be for Halloween? So I can anticipate what 3 and 4-year-old students are going to be interested in. I know, in December, they're going to be crazy about Christmas. And I know, in general, what preschoolers like. They love dinosaurs, they love cars, they love animals. They like things that they see and things that interest them in the world. So I know that every child is different, but I also know that most 3 and 4-year-olds have similar interests. And so I can plan those themes around that. So we plan the theme that, we're going to use for our circle time lessons, for our story and our centers, with some flexibility. We always plan out our dramatic play. So I like to pick out which 10 I'm going to do for the school year, for lots of reasons, primarily so that we stay on track and we don't just keep pushing it back. Like, we'll do that next week. And then it turns into we've waited 4 weeks, and you know what I mean? As far as setting it up, I want to make sure we know when we're going to set it up and take it down. I also, if you're local, I really like to share my dramatic play boxes. And so it's helpful to me when my local friends come to pick them up, if I say, oh, I need that one for March, or you can have it until January or whatever, because I like to share the boxes so I don't have to store them and so other people can use them. And then the third thing that I really like to plan is the sensory table, just because, like I've talked about before, we do one base in the sensory table each month, and it's good for me to know what we're going to do, again, so that I put it out there at the right time, and also so I'm not at last minute what are we going to put in the sensory table? Those are the 3 things for me that I want to know ahead of time. Maybe there are things, different for you that, you really want to know what you're going to put at the art center or the blocks. But those are the 3 for me that I need to know ahead of time. What theme we're going to be studying, what dramatic play I'm going to have set up in my home living area, and what I'm going to put in the sensory table. And once I have the rest of those 3, I feel like I can breathe and everything else falls into place. I wanted to tell you a couple things. First, I put this is just the planning worksheet that I use, and I put a link to it in my Google Drive up in the video comments, or wherever you're looking on your phone, on the video comments. So if you'd like to use this to kind of plan your own curriculum map, you can download it and then just type in the fields, And then the other thing that I really would encourage you to think about is when you're planning your themes, you want to plan something that has some content to it. It has some information, it's relevant to your students and the area that you're living in, or the culture, it's culturally relevant to them. And it's sometimes tricky because I work with a lot of teachers, in professional development settings. And it's sometimes tricky because I find some people want to have a theme that's more of a decor. Do you know what I mean? Somebody will be like, I want to do a Mickey Mouse theme. I'm like, okay, that might be great for your decorations, but it's not a good learning theme, right? So we have to, as teachers, always be thinking what are the students going to learn about this topic? And I would say it's the same with a Wild West theme, like cowboys and that kind of horses and that thing. I mean, I guess there's some content, but that might be a great decor for your room, but it's not necessarily a thematic unit of study that has enough content and relevancy for our students. So you always want to pick something that's really meaty and will really capture your students' interests and will, be able to incorporate all of their senses and what they already know about the world around them, and also give them some new information because they're like little sponges. So yes, is it concrete? Oh, Carrie, that's awesome. Is it concrete? Is it real? And is it relevant? And that's the other reason that I don't ever do like a whole outer space unit. I've done like a bedtime unit before. We talk about day and night and stars and the moon because the students see those, but I've never done like a full unit on all the planets just because 3-year-olds, I mean, you know what I mean? The world is a big place and they're pretty much just in their own communities, and it's hard to think that there's something so far away. So anyway, those are my suggestions for planning your themes. Hopefully you can use my little planning worksheet. And if not, you could just type your own on Word like I used to do, or you could do it really cute with clip art. I always, when we're finished, you know, at the end of the year and we've decided exactly what we're going to do, I always type it up really nice like this and hang it on my bulletin board. Just something for us to refer to. But I promise you, in the meantime, it looks like this. So anyway, those are my suggestions. There are some links in the video description that I hope will be helpful for you. And I'm going to log off and log right back on with kind of a special announcement that's kind of time sensitive that I'll delete after the week is over. So thank you for joining me. Stay on if you'd like to hear the time sensitive announcement, and have fun playing and learning with your kids. Bye everybody.